We of the hosts, the winged tribes, arrive in this age not just to materialize, but to literally walk among you, as we clear the path for the godly presence. We are coming back at this time on a wave of light, a pulsation of new intensity. We have the ability to materialize through drawing atoms and molecules into our light fields. But it is not for this that we are here. We are looking for biological incarnations in the specific human beings, whose present bodies have grown from fetuses that have unfolded along the vibrational patterns of our light. It is we who designed your human bodies, but you have grown up in a civilization that denies both our presence and our reality. And so we breathe in you again and again, each breath fuller than the breath before, each pulsation brighter, each new communication clearer, penetrating further into your understanding. Let us awaken you, we who have formed you in the womb, we who have called you from the tomb of sleeping matter. You whose physical circuitry mirrors our being, welcome us into your consciousness. When you experience our spirit presence, you know yourself in the image of that which God holds for you, the image of perfection in which God has created you. God's living image of you reflects God. It does not rest frozen like a photograph in a frame. The perfect images in which God holds each human being are alive and changing, flowing, fluid images. One day a servant, the next a lover, the next a sister, a brother, a spouse, a teacher, or a friend. All the aforementioned are one and the same as you meditate upon it. We understand God's images for humanity, for that is what we are. We are individualized living images of God, designed to draw more than just your physical bodies into our energy patterns. We are designed to blend with your consciousness, with your understanding, and with the field of your emotional expression. We are here in the atmosphere of your consciousness, to draw you into clear and accurate perception, that together in cooperative harmony, we might commence a new cycle of creation. We come to the earth to blend with you in the communion that will give birth to the Creator in time. We work with whatever forms of understanding you allow us to animate. Our love has called up out of the earth the bodies of your race. Feel that love and know your spirit. We offer you more than words, we offer ourselves. O children, we have lived and died in so many of you, and we live in you again and again. Your fearful human generations are like waves of cold seawater or a mountain stream, splashing on our warm, eternal shores. You can keep being afraid and receding with each cold wave to experience again and yet again. Or you can begin to watch the waves of your generation's fears, the waves and pulses of your society's illusions, the waves of emotional control, and realize that you are not the waves. The humanly defined world is constantly in change. It has its momentary drama, a wave of emotional turmoil that seems to have the ability to put fear into the hearts of ones more than ever before. But no matter how wild and turbulent the waves of your culture's gods become during these last days, before such illusions vanish, be not the waves of fear, nor influenced by them. The birds have always floated on the surface of such waves. Storms have crashed armadas, sunk galleons, and watched angry warriors perish beneath their fury. Ever the birds have floated undisturbed above the wreckage, above the turbulence, above the waves, gentle, serene. We are the bird tribes returning to assist our fledglings. We are the rebirth of the symbol of God's freedom and renewal, the Quetzal, the phoenix. We are the colors of the rainbow and the wondrous pulse of the waves of energy throughout the cosmos. We are the hosts to welcome you back into the house of God. Times need not be troublesome for you humans of this closing age, for wherever there is just one that does not succumb to the emotional undercurrents of fear that would herd you like sheep into some collective folly, there radiates an influence of peace, stability, healing, and blessing. God will amplify the influence of that one and blend it with the influence of others who are incarnate and doing of the same. Through these will pour the peace and understanding, as well as the strength of direction. No sea shall rise against them. We are come to calm the troubled waters of collective emotional storms, to walk upon them in our understanding, to bring the ways of love to a human world manifest, tossing still in a troubled sea of illusion and disillusion. We bring the lamp of peace that comes from trust in God and truth of God's laws, and balance with total harmony within the creation. We bring the torch of wisdom that resolves human differences through commerce, communication, forgiveness, honesty. Loving our enemies, we have no enemies nor anything to fear. Our torchlights beckon from above the waves of human turbulence from the realms of God perfection, to bear His truth, and that of the creation, unto a people who have forgotten. The consciousness of the Eternal One shines forth from each light we bear. Those who struggle and clutch at wreckage in the turbulence below cannot harm us or our kind. They can only become us in time, dear ones. For it is from them, from such raw material, that the egos of our universal species are drawn. Do not subscribe to the passing illusions of this age. Do not blindly follow the archaic warrior programming that leaves you unconscious. An automaton, a puppet, controlled by those who have for centuries made it their business to map and chart the currents of fear. Realize your choices. Should you feel a habit of violent reaction, whether in thought, word, or deed, realize that it is only yourself with whom you strive. Do not contend so anxiously with yourself. There is only one of you here shadowboxing on the wall. Defend yourself from this alone, the programming of unconscious fears. Every time a human being reacts violently toward another being, instead of communicating in communion, that person is hurting him or herself. No more and no less. For you cannot hurt of another unless that other accepts thine abuse. The essence of intelligence is simply this. It is always to your advantage to cooperate rather than to retaliate, for you actually only retaliate upon self. These are not others that you perceive as foes, but those of your own household, your family. Let them become your friends and partners in the healing and educational work of these times. Do not take them or yourselves so seriously. With lightness in your heart and glory beneath your wings, rise above the waves of emotional concern that would draw you beneath their surface. Feel the love that is restructuring every human illusion. We come in this age to calm the waters of human emotional turbulence, that you might see in correctness of vision, direction, and truth your way in the path of light, and away from the abyss of dark passages. We have allowed the turbulence to swirl the waters this past, while to help the egos to learn, but the Creator has appointed an end to history, and we are the means of the calming. The water is calmed wherever we stand. We walk on the water in singing that you might hear and see. Pure water, a human heart in love. Clear water, the eyes of God all-seeing. Standing above the swirling seas of illusion, you see the radiant light of 10,000 other beings, such as yourself. Light beings, winged ones. The Ongwelhonwe, the Thunderbirds, the Wombly, returning. Your love for these sisters and brothers of old bursts from your heart. Rays of brilliant light shoot between you. 10,000 bridges of light connect your hearts as the bridge to and from infinity. And beneath luminous bridges the light falls joyously in laughter on the swirling seas. These waters too are calmed, the waters beneath the bridges, that none be lost to the whirlpools in the darkness. Up out of the angry seas others rise to join you. They leave behind their petty claims upon this, that, or the other moment. Into one larger moment they merge with you into one moment magnificent. They feel the network of light that engulfs the planet. They become a part of it. They awaken into the energy of the children of light. By your side they experience the teamwork and cooperation of the real peoples. Something is touching down upon your earth, something from the stars, beloved brethren. Something is landing upon the still waters of hearts that trust in God, speaking to the hearts of people who love. Each wave of time splashing upon the shores of memory brings another moment, another doorway, another opening, inviting the awakening children of the earth to feel the flutter of spirit in their consciousness, to feel the brush of angel wings, to allow the waters of their hearts to be still, and to live each moment with greater love, honesty, caring, and compassion than ever before. So it is that the balance of the sacred hoop is restored, that sacred circle of infinity. Moment by moment, you become more incarnate. When you examine the nature of that pure essence of beauty behind the perfection of both masculine and feminine, you find God. Because at the source, at the core, at the heart of all that is feminine is God, and at the heart, at the core, at the source of all that is masculine is God. The same God, the One, the Great Spirit. Such is the nature of God. God is indescribably beautiful, indescribably wonderful, indescribably precious, powerful, gentle, real. God is these qualities to such a perfect extent that God's only challenge is to pursue description of such indescribable perfection. So the Great Spirit picks a place in the infinite ocean of space, draws a line, and calls it time. Then, making the first distinction, God says, "This line separates everything that happened before I drew this line from everything that happened after I drew this line." And God then takes all the qualities and potentialities of eternal being and places their centers on either one side of the line or the other. These qualities continue to pulsate on both sides of the great distinction. Their radiations permeate all that is. Nowhere is without them. But the centers from which they radiate are assigned places on either side of the great line. On one side of the line, God designs structures to identify specific locations in the sea of infinite being. Atoms, each an intention, a consciously created system for cultivating and regulating its particular field of space. On this side of the line that God calls time, bleeds through all that is feminine, material, actualized structure. Here lies all that is created, everything that exists, the stars and the planets. This is the tonal, the body of the Great Mother Universe, home of every star and every world. The other side of the line is the Nagual. Here remains all that will be created. Here are the patterns of new creation and the energy that will draw the new creation out of the infinite reservoir of eternal potential, from the designing intelligence of the One who is ever becoming revealed. Yet the line that God has drawn to define the sea of space is not a rigid, linear boundary. It is a living reality, spiraling like a thread in and out of the created realms. Around and around the circumference of every nameable thing it coils and spins, weaving a fine luminous cloth, the filmiest of screens, an invisible membrane. At each point where it touches the dimensional universe, incredible creation occurs. Stars are created, galaxies congeal, white holes appear, black holes, quasars, arching bows of stars. In a multitude of awesome ways, energy pulses through from the masculine side of the Great Spirit divide into the body of the Mother Universe. In this way, the purpose and the passion of the Creator are served. The entire universe becomes a joyous journey through love, an adventure, a challenge to describe the infinite wealth of invisible beauty, to give it texture, tone, and light to make it visible. Creatures of beauty come into form, not just isolated creatures of beauty, but creatures of beauty each living in a larger landscape of beauty, and not just landscapes alone. Landscapes resting within picture planets formed in spiraling systems of stars that are themselves set like living diamonds in a galaxy, floating among 100 billion more, giving each creature a background, each picture a frame, and all living art a context that accentuates what is most beautiful. Division into stellar and planetary polarities is the physical mechanism of this awesome creation, the manner in which the infinite potential of God in all its splendor is revealed. Stellar and planetary polarities are not opposites. They are complementary ends of a single vibrational continuum, ends of a unified spectrum that begin back to back at a common point on the great medicine wheel and then move apart, each to complete nearly, but not quite, the full 180 degrees of their respective halves of the whole. Just short of meeting, they stop to face each other, 350 degrees of the wheel complete. They pause then, allowing the charge between them to build and grow until there comes the spark of lightning that completes the full 360-degree circle of the medicine wheel in the illumination that there clothes you in biological form. There is design in both matter and energy, just as there is design encoded in the genetic structure of ovum and sperm. The design that enters the Earth's atmosphere on the rays of light from the nearest star calls to the potential of this material world. The stellar stream touches her deepest ocean dreams and sings lovingly to the longing in her soil. The information contained in the elemental forces of the Earth mingles with the spirit information of the solar wind. As feminine and masculine polarities of the Eternal One play together and interact in the biosphere. Sunlight impregnates the Earth. Solar sperm and ocean ovum mingle. The sun teaches the Earth his song, and the Earth teaches the sun hers. The sun tries to sing her song and laughs. The dance of projection and manifestation is joyously underway. The Earth tries to sing a sun song and creates blue sky, white clouds, and a world of scurrying creatures below to bestow as gifting upon the new creation. Our spirit information blends with the material information of soil, water, wind, and sky. The gestation of the terrestrial child is catalyzed. Creatures rise up on the spiraling winds of our vibrating love. Feeling our song, they live, breathe, and dance out the patterns of our interaction. Spinning in the wondrous beauty of starlight, the Earth learns a new image of herself. She releases her rock formations to flow into waving forests, grazing buffalo, sleeping reptiles, prancing deer in the sun. Particles of her matter are given wing and flutter and sing on the winds of solar spirit. The Earth releases who she is to become the life dancing upon her surface, flowing, ever flowing into the blossoming patterns of her potential. From the realms of higher vibration where forms are subtle and have no material density, the angels of the winged ones who move about the universe, the bird tribes, descend. We seek to discover how we might most effectively and creatively clothe ourselves and thereby the Creator's intentions in the matter of your world. We are ever vigilant, rising beneath the density of her structure, growing as the seasons pass and our love deepens, into forests waving in the wind, teeming children, animations of star fire clothed in the beautiful, feminine, crystalline lattice work of the material plane. Communication between masculine and feminine aspect of the Great Spirit has been going on in this universe for billions of years. The creation that has appeared as a result of this dialogue has appeared on each vibrational frequency of manifestation in turn, with degrees of specificity and precision on each frequency directly related to the quality and clarity of the exchange among the embodied representative of male God and female God, who there come into being. Once they come into form, embodied representatives of God become the primary means of all future creation, on the frequencies where they appear. They are the specified, intelligent, and co-creative paintbrushes of the universal artist, living, participating art. It was long prophesied, even before the foundations of this material world upon which you now stand, that a day would come when the loving interaction of a planet and a star would bring into being autonomous, self-replicating, intelligent creatures, biological creatures, male and female, clothing the very image and likeness of the Creator Source. These would become not only our participants in this continuing process of divine unfoldment, but also henceforth the leading, cutting edge in all further physical plane creation. They would understand and embody the balance. They would comprehend the nuclear energy of stars as well as the geological formations of crystals in the heart of the mountains. They would understand organic chemistry, nuclear biology, astronomy, and all the sciences. They would be incarnate in bodies, physical forms that were beautiful to behold, graceful to see, living works of art in themselves, designed as biological control rooms, mind-brain planning centers for exploring and developing ways and means that the potential of this universe could continue to unfold. They would become the instruments through which all future biological creation would occur. On the level of the Earth, in this early 21st century of what you call your present age, there are biological creatures of female and male human form at either side of this profound interface between the masculine and feminine aspects of God. The same division between eternal unity that has the power to bring stars into existence 10,000 times the size of your sun. That same creative charge exists between the human female and the human male. In a healthy state, the power of this creative energy is immense. Note, I did not say sexual energy. Consciously channeled, it can be used to create beauty of an unprecedented order, of a nature surpassing all that came before, making visible the invisible beauty of God. Never before on the material plane has dialogue between divine masculine and divine feminine had the potential to be as clear, as concise, and as conscious as it can be between the men and women of your human family. When male and female meet on the medicine wheel, they each carry a distinct creative charge. Though their roots weave together and spring from the same source in the same great spirit, they incarnate on earth to face one another with distinct energy charges profoundly attracted, with immense capacity to create through the universal power of the love that can flow between them. Note, again, I did not say sexual activity, for that is of the human state and now utilized for all the wrong reasons. Each woman moves in an energy current, a tradition as distinct from the traditions of men as the very first creative division of God. Though you men and women have lived together in the same lodges and felt beneath your feet the earth of the same villages, though you have shared the same interpretations and slept together in the same illusions, you are each at distinctly different points on the great medicine wheel. Yet as different as these points are, they are profoundly compatible, designed differently to stimulate maximum creativity. They are the very points where God meets God, and so be it. To we who have followed this process for the billions of years, there is nothing more incomprehensible than the concept which is entertained in the warrior societies, that there could be conflict or opposition between the feminine aspect of God and the masculine aspect of God. Do you realize how severely this concept limits you who accept it? You will not find your place in this universe or form a basis for understanding her mysteries until you shed such superstition and realize that Mother God and Father God are profoundly in love, dear ones. All about this universe that is feminine adores and reveres that which is masculine. The sole purpose of all about this universe that is masculine is to serve the feminine through the celebration and animation of the beauty that lies in her heart. Let me be perfectly clear. I repeat, the sole purpose of all about this universe that is masculine is to serve the feminine through the celebration and animation of the beauty that lies in her heart. Feminine and masculine are balanced in all healthy manifestations, equal partners, lovers, responsible participants, the truest of twin friends. Your ancestral programming is invalid. Primitive notions of conflict between male and female lead to not-so-primitive weapons. Let your human world reflect instead the truth of the great love in which you are every moment suspended. Awaken into a new perception and understanding of reality. Reality, not as misinterpreted by the warrior tribes, but as understood by all the angelic races of God throughout eternity. Awaken into an accurate perception of the universe in which you live. You are the love of Creator embodied in human form. Through the power of your love, you create. You are in the service of universal art to create beauty and to enjoy all that has been created. The evocation of beauty and the description of truth. This is your purpose, the purpose of life, the very purpose of the universe. In its own way, each species decides how it can best serve this purpose once it understands it. The buffalo notices what is going on in prairie time and prairie space, and designs a life to describe truth and to animate beauty as buffaloes understand it. Whales describe time and space in their own unique forms of three-dimensional mobility, playing and swimming through seas of sound and light. The deer and creatures of the meadows embody their understanding of the universe and create beauty and balance as they recognize of it. Birds embody their understanding and create winged beauty. Angels embody their understanding of this universal purpose and become the means through which the Great Spirit creates more species to enjoy it. Further, they create that which the human form needs to make transitions to and from the eternal realms so that his perception of self is not damaged by the transition. Throughout the galaxies, throughout the stars, all of the angelic races notice this purpose of life and decide how they best can serve. Each healthy species looks at the external world while experiencing the internal unity whole and unbroken, and forms an idea of the wholeness of manifest life. This is its comprehension of the universe. Human beings' technical comprehension of the universe has expanded beyond the antelope, the ape, and the fish. They have explored the microbes and begun to reach out unto the stars. Yet your historical rejection of eternal spirit has left you myopic, extremely self-sighted, with no overview or larger vision to help you organize your knowledge into a coherent whole. You are the instruments through which creation is to become physically conscious. You are the species through whom one day the whole material universe shall become aware. You are God's organs of awareness awakening in this turning age, from the sleep of historical subconsciousness. Masculine and feminine are both rooted in the unified divinity whose spirit now awakens in you, whose identity you now remember to be your own. In spirit, you are not separate from these two aspects of God but have brought into being, through the loving interactions of these, your own inner polarities. The conception of new life requires highly focused creative intention. It takes attention to detail of such a profoundly precise nature that, were the focus dissipated among many cells simultaneously, the miracle of conception could not occur. Of the human body's 100 trillion or so cells, only 2 cells are initially involved in the conception of a child. You float in a galaxy of some 400 billion stars and many more matter worlds. Yet in this galaxy, only 2 worlds are required for the conception of new life. Do not be surprised when we who have roamed among these stars tell you that you are indeed special, that you are precious beyond price, that you are so incredibly loved by the source of all that is, that your one earth and your one sun are conception points for the new life of worlds to come. Do not shun such love or let narrow minds convince you it could not be. Accept this love. Feel it for yourself. A gathering together and focusing of energies has been necessary to produce the awesome and incredible miracle that you are. The attention of the universe is focused on your earth. The universal mother herself is conscious in this world. The father of every star looks through the eyes of this one sun as your journey takes you onward. For your earth has experienced human conception. You have become the blessed life stream of the universe. Are you proud of that which you have performed in this wondrous gifted experience? So be it. We thank Tunkashila, the grandfather, for sharing with us this day in his wisdom and warmth of being. I too bow in reverence to the wisdom of his presence. May we always be given in strength and wisdom to remain within the lighted path of the red road home. Your race is about to awaken the circuitry of consciousness, the global intelligence system of a planetary newborn that will be half star and half material world. She shall become one with a new dimension, and fly as on wings of eagles to regain your place among the tribes called bird, your ancestors, your family of the stars, your cosmic brethren. You shall soon come home as the ending migration is completed. The first migrations from your place are already underway. Precious ones, it is most essential that you ones come into truth of this writing, for you have so many gaps and missing pages in your historical documents, and the unknown causes you great fear. Because your brethren of Pleiades feel responsibility and kindredship with your human Earth species, they come with the hosts at this time to assist, to evacuate, to do whatever is required to help you in your transition. They feel that they have vested interests in your place and are feeling great concern that they caused some of your own chaotic past and present circumstance. They and we are come to assist wherein we might serve in the service, first of and to God, in balance and truth within the creation, and unto you, our relations. May we come into understanding, one with the other, that we might work toward truth, and again bring peace and wondrous magnificence unto the species. I am known as Yorgos Sirius Ha-Tan, Commander-in-Chief Earth Project Transition of the Pleiades Sector Flight Command and the Intergalactic Federation Fleet, Ashtar Command. Let there be no misunderstanding of who I am. I come in this portion as a fourth-dimensional project commander in charge of Earth transition.